This wildlife documentary series caught the attention of viewers across the globe by showing us that our own world is often stranger than fiction.
70 million years ago, this land was just as flat and as deep as the Danakil Depression.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things we learned from planet Earth. For this list, we're looking at the most interesting information this series had to offer. From the depths of the ocean to isolated mountain ranges, it not only presented viewers with footage of rarely seen animals in stunning HD, it also backed up those images with insight into the wildest and weirdest aspects of the animal kingdom, making for an end result that was both entertaining and educational. Number 10. Desert locusts are a plague of biblical proportions.
There is no other species on the planet that responds as quickly and as dramatically to the good times as the desert locust.
Forget all those post-apocalyptic movies you've watched. If you want to see a real-world end-of-days scenario, you need look no further than the final segment of the 5th episode of Planet Earth, when the zombies, scratch that locusts, rise from the dirt.
The young locusts are known as hoppers, for at this stage they're flightless. They find new feeding grounds by following the smell of sprouting grass.
As you may recall, locusts were one of the 10 plagues of Egypt, but you don't need the wrath of God to unleash them, just appropriate weather conditions. Planet Earth documented this force of nature in all its destructive glory. And the reality of this swarm is more terrifying than most fictional forces of mass destruction. Numbering in the billions, forming living clouds up to 40 miles wide, and consuming everything in their path, desert locusts can inspire awe in the worst possible ways.
As they fly, swarms join up with other swarms to form gigantic plagues several billion strong and as much as 40 miles wide.
Number 9. Monkeys in Indonesia are quite amphibious.
Crab-eating macaques are mangrove specialists. In Indonesia, these monkeys have adopted a unique amphibious lifestyle.
Monkeys are full of surprises. They can be playful, they can be vicious, they can use tools, and they have a high capacity for learning. Basically, they're a lot like humans in that they're hard to generalize.
The troop also uses the waters to cool off during the heat of the day.
Just like us, some of them are uncomfortable in water, while others look like they're part fish. You've likely seen a monkey play in the water before, but the macaques of Indonesia aren't just awkwardly doing the doggy paddle. They are incredibly adept swimmers who forage for food underwater, can hold their breath about as long as the average human, and are known to go swimming just for fun.
They can stay down for more than 30 seconds and appear to do this just for fun.
Not all macaques are good in the water, but those found in the mangroves of Indonesia have fully embraced their semi-aquatic habitat.
Yet these swimming skills acquired during play will certainly be useful later in life in these flooded mangrove forests.
Number 8. Dolphins can hydroplane.
The fish are tantalizingly close, but they're still out of reach. So the dolphins try another technique.
Planet Earth was a remarkable series in many ways, but one of its greatest strengths was how it focused on animal species already known for particular abilities or intelligence, and still managed to teach viewers something totally new about them.
Vigorously pumping their tails, they work up some speed. And then they hydroplane.
Dolphins are incredibly intelligent, capable creatures. They use tools, educate their young, and have the longest memory in the animal kingdom. When a creature already has all that going for it, what else is left for a wildlife documentary series to explore? Oh, maybe this super ingenious and little-known hunting method?
Now they're in real danger of being stranded. But fortune favors the brave.
Hydroplaning might be bad news when driving a car, but seeing these animals do it on purpose with their bodies in shallow water to catch fish is simply delightful.
Younger dolphins lie alongside, watching. But so far, only 8 individuals here have mastered this daring technique.
Number 7. Birds of paradise have the weirdest sexy dance ever.
In the great island of New Guinea, there are 42 different species of birds of paradise, each more bizarre than the last.
Forget pickup lines. if you're serious about catching the eye of a potential love interest. Just shake what your mama gave you until they notice.
Bend over, let me see you shake your tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake your tail feather.
Oh, you don't have tail feathers? Tough break. For birds of paradise, it's all about the moves. These birds come in all shapes, sizes, and color combinations. When mating season rolls around, the males find themselves a spot on nature's dance floor and start moving.
Very impressive, but no one is watching.
They send out mating calls, and when a female approaches, they double down on their efforts rather than playing it cool, getting right up in the lady's face.
But what does he have to do to really impress her?
The animal kingdom is full of strange mating displays, but this might very well be the oddest. But who are we to judge? Our species uses Tinder.
It's hard not to feel deflated when even your best isn't good enough.
Number 6. Chimps have some cannibalistic tendencies.
The chimp militia are now at the very edge of their territory.
As discussed with the water-loving monkeys, we primates are all pretty similar. We get jealous, territorial, and sometimes even violent. But thanks to Planet Earth, we've been made aware of one major difference between ourselves and chimpanzees.
The attack is on.
When a territorial dispute breaks out, we humans, for the most part at least, don't eat our defeated enemy. It's a grisly moment in the series, one that many viewers, especially fans of chimpanzees, would likely rather forget.
An enemy youngster has been caught and killed. The carcass is shared between members of the group and eaten.
But there's no denying that this particular reveal is a fascinating one. Although Jane Goodall wrote about cannibalism among chimps as early as 1977, few documentary series about chimpanzees have ventured into this particular area of simian culture, for pretty obvious reasons.
Teamwork has brought this group of chimps great success, but they'll soon reach the limits of their power.
Number 5. Otters can intimidate crocodiles.
As rivers leave the mountains behind, they gradually warm and begin to support more life.
The case of the cannibalistic chimps was certainly one of the darker lessons Planet Earth taught its viewers. But this heartwarming segment, which showed how otters can overcome the odds even when faced with the largest, most cold-blooded of foes, helps balance the emotional scales.
These rich, warm waters can support large family groups and even bigger predators.
These otters are shown to be family-oriented, sociable, and simply adorable. All of which combined makes for an utterly nerve-wracking experience when this large predator swims into their midst. Come on, it's literally called a mugger crocodile. Could it sound any more villainous?
Mugger crocodiles, 4 meters long, could easily take a single otter.
While a single otter wouldn't stand a chance, this family effort proves that even the smallest of creatures can chase away a predator when they work together. It's an unexpected ending, but a very welcome one.
Team play wins the day.
Number 4. Cicadas spend 17 years underground.
On the east coast of North America, it seems like any other summer's evening. But tonight is special.
These large insects can be found all across the globe. A total of 1,300 different species inhabiting Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, North America, South America, Southeast Asia, and even a handful in Southern Europe.
The nymphs of the periodical cicada have been biding their time.
You might not know them by name, but you've likely heard them. They're the bugs behind that extremely loud humming or buzzing sound you hear on summer nights. They're also the bugs that leave an entire outer layer of skin or exoskeleton clinging to trees when they molt.
They invade the upper branches where they climb out of their external skeletons and assume their adult winged form.
Many people are vaguely familiar with these bugs as a result of their prominence, and that's what makes this particular knowledge bomb so impactful. On top of that, they spend up to 17 years living underground as nymphs before we even see them.
After an absence of 17 years, the forest is now overrun by cicadas.
Number 3. Some places on Earth look truly extraterrestrial.
This is the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, lying within a colossal rent in the Earth's surface where giant land masses are pulling away from one another.
It would be unfair to say that planet Earth only taught us incredible things about animals. It also presented wow-inducing footage of natural environments. From Angel Falls to the underwater caves of Mexico, the series brought viewers up close and personal with the seemingly unbelievable and often unreachable natural wonders of the globe.
These flooded caves in Mexico have remained virtually unchanged for thousands of years.
A few of them looked truly out of this world. If it were used as the setting of a sci-fi film, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia would likely be mistaken for CGI. The mountain plateaus of Venezuela resemble James Cameron's Pandora, while the rock formations that adorn them look like the handiwork of ancient alien civilizations. In the deep sea, it's an alien world of a very different sort.
Some resemble creatures familiar from shallower waters. Others defy classification.
Number 2. Male penguins protect their eggs through 4 months of darkness.
Imagine our world without sun. Male emperor penguins are facing the nearest that exists on planet Earth: winter in Antarctica.
The Animal Kingdom Father of the Year award goes to the emperor penguin every single year. The idea of the stay-at-home dad might have been slow to develop with humans, but among other species, males have been stepping up in the parenting department for about as long as they've existed.
The penguins stay when all other creatures have fled, because each guards a treasure. A single egg resting on the top of its feet and kept warm beneath the downy bulge of its stomach.
Male seahorses carry their eggs instead of the females. Male emus incubate the eggs and raise their offspring as single parents for up to 2 years. But the emperor penguin reigns supreme.
There is no food and no water for them, and they will not see the sun again for 4 months.
They spend a full 4 months in darkness, huddling together as a team to keep warm, each of them balancing a precious egg on their feet. And they starve the whole time, losing up to 44 pounds or half their body weight in the process.
The females no longer have the energy to incubate. The male takes over.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Every year, 3 million caribou migrate across the Arctic tundra. There are only 40 Amur leopards left in the wild. And that number is still falling. They're waiting for the dolphin to drive the prey closer to the surface.
Number 1. Zombie fungus exists.
These bullet ants are showing some worrying symptoms. Spores from a parasitic fungus called cordyceps have infiltrated their bodies and their minds.
We began with apocalyptic scenarios courtesy of desert locusts, and now we come full circle with zombies, as presented by Planet Earth.
Those afflicted that are discovered by the workers are quickly taken away and dumped far away from the colony.
A testament to the influence this documentary series has had. It's worth noting that the creators of the critically acclaimed survival horror game The Last of Us credit this particular segment from Planet Earth as their source of inspiration.
Like something out of science fiction, the fruiting body of the cordyceps erupts from the ant's head.
This parasitic fungus, known as cordyceps, should certainly inspire fear. Its means of reproduction is horrifying. It takes control of an ant's body, guides it to an ideal location, then sprouts from its body. Considering Planet Earth aired in 2006, roughly around the same time that zombie culture first began to invade the mainstream, this creepy fact needed little help sticking with viewers.
There are literally thousands of different types of cordyceps fungi, and remarkably, each specializes on just one species.
Do you agree with our list? What was the most memorable thing you learned from Planet Earth?
The bats can detect the snakes using echolocation.
For more unforgettable top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.